what's going on YouTube? This is James with DadLord343. Today we're going to be talking about one of my first AR-15s, my Palmetto State Gen 2 PA-15. So let's get into it. So essentially, after I got my FNFAL, I had my 10.5 inch AR-15 from Palmetto State, a Glock 19 that was gray. I had a FNFAL, and then I started doing my research, and I wanted something a 16-inch barrel because then I realized that 5.56 isn't just gonna like piddle out at 200 yards. I mean, maybe out of a 10.5-inch barrel with the wrong ammo, it may piddle out at that range, but I realized that a 16-inch AR-15 can reach out a lot farther. So I started doing my research, and this is ultimately what I decided on, was this Palmetto State Gen 2 AR-15. And basically my original thought was to get a arrow upper, which probably I should have got that, but at the time I didn't really know a whole bunch, and this was brand new in 2019, the Palmetto State Gen 2 AR-15. And so I started looking into it, and basically on paper it had all the same specs as the arrow precision. So and it was cheaper, obviously, so I decided to get this. And it's been a decent little gun for me, honestly. I Part of me does wish that I did get the arrow precision, but it is what it is. I actually do not own any arrow precision uppers. I have an arrow precision lower, but that's about it. And this is the gun that I actually loan out to my little brother to utilize sometimes, for like whenever he wants to go to the range or take somebody to the range. This is what I let him use. It's a 16-inch barrel mid-length gas system. And that was the big thing for me. I wanted something with a mid-length gas system because I read online that they would last a lot longer. And this is basically the configuration that I had it in for when I bought it. Something like this, just a standard lower with standard mil spec furniture, standard mil spec trigger, everything like that. Did not have the BCM and the tan stuff. My brother asked me to put that on because of just stuff that I had laying around, so I did it. But I did have this scope, this 2.5x primary arms. I actually I have two of these, I think, and I have several buddies that have either the 2.5x or the 3x versions of this, and they all like it. It's a good little prism scope. It's not great. It's not, an ACOG or anything like that, so I don't think it is. But it is a decent little Chinese scope. I think I bought it for, I want to say like 150 or so, give or take. And I want to say the one that I got it from Optics Plant. It took them like 6 months to ship it to me. That was crazy. So after that, I decided to never buy from Optics Plant again. So, but yeah, let's get into it. We will go butt to tip. So starting here, we've got a mil spec 6-position stock, pretty standard. And actually this lower, believe it or not, it's got a state castle nut, which is which is good, I guess. That's pretty much standard for higher end lowers, but when you buy a crappier lower like a Palmetto State lower or Anderson lower or something like that, it may or may not be staked. Going forward, we got mil spec charging handle, mil spec buffer in there. At the time, they said that it had a Toolcraft bolt carrier group, and I thought that was a good thing. But then over time, I realized that Palmetto State actually owns Toolcraft now. I guess Toolcraft used to make bolt carrier groups for like the Colt or something, Colt M4. I'm not really 100% sure. From my understanding, Toolcraft was like a very good company back in the day. I guess Palmetto State owns them now. I mean, they still seem to make good BCGs. I don't really have a problem with this. The only real catastrophic failure I can think that I've ever had with this weapon was due to steel cased ammo. I got a steel case stuck after it fired. It got stuck in the chamber. Yeah, and I actually, it got stuck in the chamber, and I could not get it out at the time. I actually remember I was actually on 9/11, 2021. We were doing like a little hike around the shooting club that we go to, and and I needed to zero the scope because I had not zeroed it to the weapon yet. So I was trying to do that with some steel case ammo. That thing got stuck and basically ruined my zero, so I had to and eventually we were able to get it all out, but then we needed to start doing our hike, and basically we did our hike around, and then we went to a tactical bay and pretended to like assault an objective, and then we went on the long range and shot, which was fun. But basically I was able to get that little steel case out, but I could not zero the scope, so I just had irons that day. And I remember just like missing like crazy on the long range and getting frustrated, upset because I was missing all my shots because I didn't have a scope or a red dot or anything. I was just using these irons. I don't even know if they were zeroed at all. So, but besides that, that's the only real failure I've had. I don't know if that was a fault of the gun or if that was a fault of the ammo. It's probably the ammo, but I guess this chamber is pretty tight too to do something like that. But yeah, we've just got a standard Palmetto State lower. I've got a Daniel Defense mag in here. Um, I really, part of me doesn't like Daniel Defense mags because I can override these easy into the bolt. Let me see. I've done it before where you override them into the mag well, and then yeah, they don't. I guess this mag well seems to like it, but some of my other weapons, if you override it into the mag well, it won't let the bolt go forward properly. I have had issues with that, but thankfully I didn't pay for any of these mags. I won them at various shooting competitions, probably just like raffle prizes or whatever. But yeah, I do have a few of these. I mean, I'll pick them up because most of the time they're on the table for the shooting competitions if you win something. Um, but yeah, anyway, going back a little bit, we got a backup rear iron sight, just a cheap Amazon special. This is what I would say that I was using that one day at the shooting club. Um, I do like this rail that it's got built-in QD points here, so I can put a sling on here. But like I said, my brother uses this sometimes to take buddies to the shooting range or whatever. And it's just an indoor shooting range that he goes to, so he doesn't need a sling. It's not like he's hiking around or doing anything with this weapon. But yeah, basically this was my first ever like I don't my first ever like main AR-15 I had in my head. Like I said, I had the 10.5, which I was kind of playing around with, and then I had my FAL were my two rifles at the time, and then I decided to get this thing. And then shortly after that, I got the Wazer 1063, and 5.56 prices went through the roof, so I started shooting this a good bit. I just did the video on that, so check that video out if you get a chance. But yeah, I mean, I don't think Palmetto State is a bad company, but it's definitely a beginner company. But if Palmetto State did not exist, I may not even be into weapons or shooting or anything like that. AR-15s, just due to the fact that they're the ones that got me into firearms because I saw how affordable they could be. I think they've gotten a lot of other people into firearms too, just because based on affordability. So yeah, I mean, this is really it's been decent to me. It's been a decent little gun. Like I said, I let my brother use it. It's got a 16-inch Freedom barrel. I think that says. Let me see. Yeah, Freedom barrel, 1 in 7 twist, optimized for 5.56, mid length gas system. I mean, it's done fine so far. So really, no serious complaints besides that one epic failure I had that one day in 2021. But yeah, I mean, it's okay. I would. It's kind of funny the Gen 2s fell to the wayside. They're not a thing anymore on Palmetto State, but I will link a picture of the Gen 2 that I bought on it. And at the time, it was just affordable. It checked all the boxes that I wanted. Because, I mean, the arrows I were looking at, they did not have cold hammer forged barrels or anything like that. I actually didn't have a decent AR-15 until I got my BCM upper. I paired that with the arrow lower, the meme gun build, basically, the BCM upper with the arrow lower. But I did not have an AR-15 with a cold hammer forged barrel. And then this was kind of like my primary AR-15, basically until I got that BCM. So it served me well. It's serving my younger brother well now. He seems to enjoy it. I mean, he doesn't shoot a ton, obviously, because he's in college. He can't really afford to do all that. But I mean, they're good little guns. I would recommend it if you're a beginner and if you just want to get something to go out to the range with and plink. But if you're going to own one gun, buy once, cry once, I would definitely say look into a BCM. I mean, you could even do like a BCM upper because, I mean, to me, the main part of the gun that matters is the barrel, the bolt carrier, and the gas system. And then even pair it if you want to cheap out and get a Palmetto State lower. I mean, that's basically what a lot of my builds are some sort of nice upper like a PWS or BCM upper on a PSA lower or Arrow lower. So, I mean, I don't have any like real Gucci builds, no Daniel Defense, no LWRC yet, because I guess I'd rather spend my money on random other guns or Porsche or whatever. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Palmetto State Gen 2 5.56. It served me well. For the most part, it's a good little beginner gun. Unfortunately, you cannot pick any of these up anymore. I guess they kind of phased them out for like the Saber line or something like that, which seems like a much nicer line with cold hammer forged barrels and things like that. I really have not looked into the Saber line. I'm really not interested in it. I'd rather, like I said, get an LWRC or another BCM or a Daniel Defense or something like that, something along those lines with a cold hammer forged barrel. But yeah, but if you like this video, if you thought it was informative, just let me know what you think, and I really appreciate you watching. Thank you so much. God bless.